This is Abraham Riddell Byrd III, otherwise known as Rudy Byrd, and I am going to be telling family stories to my great-nephew, Ryan Shimmer. This is being done because Ryan is kind enough to have offered to do it, and because I am the last inheritor of family stories that go back well over 150 to 200 years. So this is my opportunity to transmit them. Some of them go back that far anyway. I'm going to start with the family stories I know the least about, and those are on Ryan's Spencer side. And I found this out fairly recently, and I think it's a great story and I need to tell it. 150 years ago, every school child learned the wonderful poem by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, which was The Courtship of Miles Standish. And it told the story of the great captain of the Pilgrims. The Pilgrims came to this country founding Plymouth, Massachusetts. They came on the Mayflower, and they came in 1620. That was the beginning of the New England colonization. They came for religious freedom, and there are several important things that go with that. Their great captain was Miles Standish, and Miles Standish was the one who really kept them going in the first very lean and hard years. No, it wasn't just the Indians. Miles Standish did an incredible job of helping them, and he was famous and very much appreciated by them. And he fell in love with a beautiful young maiden whose name was Priscilla Mullins. And so he asked his friend to go and speak to Priscilla on his behalf. And his friend was John Alden. And they did that in that time. You would have someone go and speak for you. So he asks John Alden to go and speak for him. This is the story that you find in The Courtship of Miles Standish. So John Alden is actually sort of sweet on Priscilla himself, but he loves his captain, and so he does what he's asked. He goes and speaks to Priscilla on behalf of his captain. Priscilla is no dummy, and she says, when he finishes speaking, "Speak for yourself, John," because she recognized that he was actually the one that was very much interested in talking to her. So, long story short, Priscilla Mullins and John Alden fall in love and get married. And ultimately that is with the blessing of Captain Miles Standish. That's the story. Every school child learned this story. Now I need to talk with you about your Spencer ancestry, because it turns out that Sharon Spencer George's father was Champ Clark Spencer. He was the fourth or fifth in line from Joseph Spencer Jr., who was in the Revolutionary War, gave service in the Revolutionary War. His parents were Joseph Spencer Sr. and Lydia Grinnell. And Lydia Grinnell turns out to have been the great-granddaughter of Elizabeth Alden, the daughter of John Alden and Priscilla Mullins. So, your Spencer ancestry goes back literally 400 years this year, because this is 2020. You have been in this country that long, at least. And there is, as this ancestry going back to John Alden and Priscilla Mullins is about as close to New England royalty as one gets. And you all have that ancestry. So it's sort of fun to realize that that's where you come from, on the Spencer side. And there is tons more that we can tell you about on other sides. And that is what we will start doing in the ensuing chapters of this long and hopefully interesting story. Thank you.